And now, the Sports Reporters Radio Show on WBNY.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team in. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
I just want everybody to know that, coming from where I'm from and doing the things I've done and understanding, all the odds against you, at some point you make up your mind you want to do something, just go out and do it because you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Randy Smith is definitely an idol, somebody that you should definitely not look past, and I give all thanks to him because he paved the way, so it's just a tremendous amount of, respect I have for him, and to do anything and be mentioned in any sentence with his name is just a great feeling. So I really appreciate that, and I'm just gonna take it and learn from it and keep going with my season.
It's cause we started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
Hello and welcome to the Sports Reporters Radio Show. I'm the host, AJ Speier. Aubrey Gibbert is not here today. He's going to be at a wedding, but instead we're going to be joined by a special guest, Mr. 2000, a.k.a. the legend for Buffalo State basketball. Jake Simmons is in the house today here at Buffalo State. Jake, you've had a really busy summer this offseason. I've heard you've had tryouts all across the world. I heard the Charlotte Bobcats had some interest in you. Can you give us an update on where you're at right now?
All right, right now I'm actually heading to Atlanta for EuroBasket. I have a tryout down there. I'm leaving tonight, and it's from Sunday to Tuesday, and I'm going to be over there just trying out and trying to get into the next season. I had a crazy summer, and a lot of tryouts everywhere: Miami, Italy, Atlanta. I played with the Atlanta Hawks. Some other guys, and I was in Atlanta over the summer. Made some good friends down there. I've been all over the place, man. So it's been a great summer and a lot of tryouts and a lot of hard work I put in the summer.
What was it like going across overseas?
The best part about it was the food. It's like going overseas was for the first time in my life. It was amazing, from the time I got in the airplane, it was just an adventure in itself because when I got in the airplane, I didn't know you can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the flight. That's like 10.5 hours. I never did that before, so that was something new. But by the time I got to Italy, it was a whole different world. The people were welcoming, the food was amazing, and the game is a lot different. It's the same but different. The rules, there's a lot of different rules in the game.
They also have different color courts too, right?
Yeah, different color court, different color basketball. And the thing is over there, from what I experienced, people don't, you don't have a 3-guard playing a 4 spot, or a 5-guy playing a 4 spot or a 3 spot. If you're a 5-guy, you play the 5-guy position only. If you're a point guard, you play the point guard position only. So they like for the Americans to be versatile. Like if you're a 3 and a 4, that's fine. But their guys, they stick to one position only, which makes the game for a point guard, or a shooting guard a lot easier because you're running off screens, there's set plays, and it's like you don't got everybody. The floor is spread out, so it's easier to read plays, easier to read situations, and adjust and get the bucket.
And while you're at Buffalo State, you've definitely played the 2-guard and the 3-guard because Coach Fajri and Sari like to use a 3-guard system. But now you're going overseas and they want you to play point guard. What's that adjustment like?
Oh, it's definitely a different adjustment because playing 4 years in college, maybe only playing the point guard a couple of times in situations because we did run a triangle offense in college. So playing the point guard only a couple times, it wasn't. I didn't get enough, not enough, but a lot of experience playing point guard and in college level. But in high school, I played the point guard, and every travel league or leagues I played in, I played the point guard. So it wasn't that big of an adjustment. It actually was a comfortable situation for me because I don't have to worry about me not getting the ball in situations. They always look for me to get the ball, and I was the decision maker, and it helped because my team won a lot of games.
Yeah, and obviously being over in places like Italy, it's a lot different living environment, obviously, than here. The privileges are a lot better in America. I think we can all agree.
It's I guess that's what you take about what's your take on life, because when I got over there, I looked at how you say it, like living. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna need all these things. I'm gonna need a TV. I'm gonna need Wi-Fi, all these things. But when I got over there, I didn't have those things, and in my hotel room I was staying in, it was actually still a good time. You could walk the streets late night. There's always somebody out just having a good time, relaxing. The people, they're always drinking wine and hanging out and stuff. And like the restaurants stay open because everything is family owned, so there's no timed schedule for businesses to be open. There's no 9 to 5 where I was at. It was like more like, if I feel like opening up till 1 in the morning, I stay open till 1 in the morning. And that's how so you can always find something to do and not have to worry about watching TV or stuff like that. It kind of was a shocker, a culture shock to me, because here I would have been like, let me go in the house, watch this show or something like that. But over there it was like, let me just see what these people are doing and let me engage in a conversation with somebody different and learn more about the culture.
So I mean, obviously you didn't play basketball all the time, as you mentioned, but what did you do for fun while you were there?
Well, we didn't. Honestly, we mostly did play basketball. Like we had basketball at like maybe 10 in the morning. We had practice, and then we practiced again at like 2 or 3 or something like that. I forgot. And then at like 8, I mean, in between like 3 and like 7 or 8, whatever, we took a nap and slept, and had lunch, whatever. And then between like 8 till about almost 12. 1 in the morning, some good nights when the overtime situations, whatever we having, we was playing ball all night. So, then dinner was like at 2 in the morning some nights. So it was we pretty much played ball all day, and for fun, it was really no fun. You just bonded with the guys that you were with. That was the fun time, because other than that, you were tired.
And I mean, I know you went to Italy, but were there any other countries you went to for tryouts as well?
No, I didn't go in other countries. We just kind of traveled around Italy and Rome a little bit and kind of seen things and around there. But I didn't play. I just kind of like visited.
And I believe you told me that currently they're not going to put you on their team, but you could end up on their team by next year. What was the negotiations like when you got to Italy?
It was more like they got a player that they had signed back. The point guard they had signed. I guess he had a 2-year deal, and this is his second year. So, and my agent over there, he's been working hard trying to get me, on the team, and I commend him for that. So, like, my name is pretty much going around because I did play really well over there, and so I feel like one of the teams over there I will be playing. They did offer me something to like play next year. See, they mostly don't talk to you; they talk to your agent, but they will like kind of like give you hints and stuff like that, and like kind of it was like a how you say they say hi to you and get to know your name and stuff, but they won't talk like money or nothing like that or playing. They'll tell your agent that kind of stuff, and then he'll tell you how the situation.
And then you mentioned to me before the show that you actually went down to Miami. You're going to Atlanta now. What was the experience like in Miami?
Miami was a combine, and for like players and like and I went down there and it was pretty good because all we really did was you had a couple drills you had to do, shooting drills, jumping drills, running, and then pretty much you just like you play. They put you on a team. I was on a Venezuela team, and different teams from all over the country, like from Europe, Italy, Rome. There were teams from the Florida D-League team was down there. Charlotte Bobcats, like Scout, was down there. It was a couple teams out from the area that was down there, and scouts and coaches and agents and all kinds of things like that. They was scouting us, and we played maybe like 6 games in 3 days. And it was a championship game the last day, and my team made it to the championship. We lost, but it was a good fight, and that experience. It was a great experience because I got to meet some good guys, and the fact that, Willis Reed was my coach down there too. I don't know if Willis Reed, he played in the NBA. He was my coach for the Venezuela team. So, he was there, and I met some good NBA legends and stuff down there. So it was overall a good experience in my half.
And you kind of started a lot of people on Facebook when you mentioned that you had one of Jordan's representatives looking at you for the Charlotte Bobcats. Can you clear the air on what took place there?
Yeah, I met the Charlotte Bobcats scout, and down there, he came and gave a speech and stuff like that, and he pretty much was just talking about stuff, and I gave him my name, and he knew my name because the great legend Randy Smith in Buffalo had passed, and I guess when you mention Randy Smith now, you pretty much mention Jake Simmons because I broke his scoring record. So it kind of got like he heard about that, and he took an interest and wanted to see who I was in. It wasn't like a formal meet Jordan kind of tryout kind of thing. It was like more like a fill you out kind of thing. It wasn't nothing like people probably took it as, but it was more just like I was excited to be even in a conversation with the guy, but I didn't meet Jordan or nothing like that. No, that didn't happen.
Yeah, so pretty much you have the EuroBasket tonight, or you're leaving for Atlanta tonight to go to the EuroBasket tournament.
Yeah.
Possibility you could get on an NBA D-League team,
yeah,
or you can end up overseas.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, you're going to be here at Buffalo State with me calling the men's basketball games. You'll be the analyst. I'll be the play-by-play guy.
Yes, sir.
But I want to talk about your overseas tournament.
Okay.
What do you expect going into that tournament?
Man, see, okay, when I talked to the guy, he told me that they only take the top guys in the country. It's because EuroBasket, and they don't mess around with guys that are just trying to just play. You have to have some kind of a good college career or a great college career for them to even look at you. They check your stats and then check everything. They review your film, and and if it's something of worth it, they will invite you to it. And that's what happened to me. They checked my stats and they checked everything, and then they sent me an invite. So I expect that there to be a lot of guys that are just like me on a skill level wise, and a lot of guys that are better than me. But I don't expect them to be any guys less talented than I am. So I plan to outwork those guys and pretty much just play my game and do what I'm supposed to do on the court and help my team win a game because it's like a whole bunch of games. So hopefully my team will win and I can contribute enough for a coach to see that I'm a team player, and for a coach to see that I'm here just to try to get a championship and be productive on the court.
You mentioned before a lot of other teams don't contact you; they talk to your agent.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like finding an agent for you?
It was pretty easy because as soon as I got out of college, there was this guy named Roosevelt Bowie. He from WNTA national. It's a national league situation, and he contacted my coach Fadri Ansari, and he pretty much he was already watching me, and because he's from Rochester and he's been hearing my name and I've been in the papers and stuff like that, so he started watching me, and he just ended up contacting me right as soon as the season was almost over. We started talking to things, and then once the season was over, I kind of signed with him, and then he got me. So he's helped me out with like all these things around the United States and tournaments, things like that, and finding spots to go play at and get seen. And then he was the reason why I went to Italy, and I went to Italy. He found me a guy in Italy that knew Europe better than he did because he played in Europe for 16 years, and so he got championships with those guys, and he know the language really well. He's accepted over there, and so he found a guy over there that's like just as respected as he is over there, but who is also Italian, and he's an agent, and that's who the guy Dino. He's the one who's helping me out right now.
And then, aside from basketball, you also do the motivational movement. You give speeches about your past.
Yes.
currently, what do you have planned going forward? I know you have some T-shirts you're trying to have people donate money for.
Motivational Movement is a company that I started pretty much, and it's about making a change in the communities and giving not just necessarily kids, but people a second chance. It's like, because I had a second chance, to play basketball, and I had a really tough life, being in a car accident, being paralyzed, being abused by my stepfather, being in foster care, being homeless, so many things, I've had a really tough situation, being the caretaker of my brothers and sisters, my mom passing away on Mother's Day when I was in high school, and the list goes on. And so, in order for me, and when I got to college, it was pretty much my second chance at life. So, that's a motivational movement. It's that showing people that you don't have to give up or succumb to the negative because so many things are going wrong for you. Because in life, things are going to continue going wrong for you. But you got to understand that you have to rise above the situation. And motivational movement is just like the civil rights movement, just like anything, not just only the civil rights, but there's other situations in life, and it wasn't just one person that changed the world, or changed things. It was a movement. It was a collaboration of people, and that's what they call it, a movement. So, that's what it's about. You getting people on your side that share stories, that share things, and we going out and we talking to people, and we changing lives. We inspiring people to want to do different with the situations to help themselves out. And for me, I always felt like education was key, because that's the only way I could change my situation. It's the only thing I can control in my life that was going wrong. So that's what it's about. And Now Me is motivational movement, and now #Now Me, which means, when I was going through those things, I never thought, why me? I never was like, whoa, me. Why am I sad? Why am I going through these things? I never blamed, other people for the things I was going through. But what I did do, though, when I finally got a chance to make it out of the hood or whatever, or make myself become a little more successful than I was, I use the word now, the words now me, and that means now I'm going to show you who I am. Now is my chance to prove to you why I'm great. Now is a chance to prove to the world that I've been through this and I made it out. So you just take it like a breath of fresh air and say now me, and it's like, now let's prove to the world why I'm going to be successful. And that's what the motivational movement is about. So I'm selling these T-shirts, and that's empowering that. And then the T-shirts are $20 a shirt. And then what it does, it allows me to travel, and it's like like a savings account for me to travel and go without having to charge people, money for gas or whatever like that, or fare to speak to kids for free. That's what it's for, like a donation to help me get out and travel and speak to kids for free. That's what it's for.
And then I just want to point out, a lot of people didn't know that you almost didn't play this past season for Buffalo State.
Yeah.
The NCAA, until the very last minute, didn't clear you to play basketball. Can you tell everybody why?
It was the day before a game, so I hadn't even really been. I've been trying to practice, but I haven't really been practicing like that. So it was a day before a game when I got cleared to play. And what happened was because what happened, I had went to college, a 2-year college. When I first got out of high school, I went to a juke. I wasn't playing. I had a situation with my mother; she passed, so I had kind of like take some time off. And when I was going to school, I happened to get in a car accident. And when I got in that car accident, I had to withdraw from school because I was paralyzed. So I didn't go to class, anything like that, whatever. But see, NCAA had counted that as a full semester. Even though you withdrew, they still count that as the start of your time. You only get 4 years. You only get 4 years to play any sport, and it's either 4 years or 10 semesters. And my 10 semesters would have been up my last year, right, in October. So pretty much they told me I wasn't allowed to play. So we had to petition. I mean, they told us we started petitioning in maybe June of 2012, and just to Was it 12?
Yeah, it was 12.
Yeah, 2012, just to get them to say yes. And we write, my coach and I and the athletic director and Jeff and Tor, all those guys, we were putting packages together. We're getting information from doctors and all kind of people writing letters, counselors and everything, just so I can play. And they told us no like 3 different times, 3 over the summertime. And then the last time, we tried one more time, and we was like, if it don't work this time, then, it's just not meant for me to play. And it came through that somebody, it was, I think it was a vote, 4 out of 5 said yes, or something like that. And, I played. I just happened to play.
I remember the beginning of the season, it wasn't exactly your best performance because you really weren't able to practice that much because you had to focus on school. I was hard on you as a reporter. I know I was. I was complaining. I even told you Roger was playing better than you at the time. But then you ended up bouncing right back. And then you had that huge game against Central Penn. 43 points in that game, a new career high. You break Randy Smith's record that night. It was incredible.
Yeah. That night, I woke up that day feeling like, you know what, this is the night I'm going to change myself. This is the night I become a living legend, and those are the exact words I had in my mind that morning. I woke up, my fingers were tingling, and it was just like a good feeling. And I called my dad, and I called my coach. I was like, "Listen, Dad, come to the game because I'm gonna break the record tonight." Because I needed like 30-something points, 34 points.
You needed 33.
33 points to break the record that night. So everybody's like, "Oh, you're not gonna break. You need 33 points. It's gonna be Central Penn is a tough team. You might not be able to break the record with them." And so, and the whole thing was, I wanted to break the record at home because after Central Penn, we have any more home games.
Yeah, you go to Florida after that, I believe.
We went to Florida, yeah, and we didn't have any more home games. So since we didn't have any more home games, I wanted to break it at home because, I feel like the fans deserve to have, their player, the new all-time leading scorer. They deserve to see me score every single one of those points. Especially the ones who've been following me, my whole career. So I just, that first shot went in, and when it went in, I just remember thinking, yes, this is going to be a good game. And I didn't even know when I broke the record, I didn't even know I broke the record. It was like, I shot at 3, how cliche, how like ironic is that? I shot at 3, and all I hear is the announcer guy, Jake Simmons, for 3. Then he said, is now the all-time leading scorer or something like that. He said, I don't know exact words he said, but it was a feeling that it made me tear up because I just felt everything that I've always worked for. In that one shot, I felt like I accomplished everything.
And you didn't just stop there. You also beat the record by 367 points. I don't think anyone's ever going to break that record.
Yeah, I hope not. Well, yeah, after that game, honestly, things just began to really click. It was like midpoint of the season, and things just beginning to like. And I was happy to break the record at the midpoint because it was a lot of pressure on me. People was always asking me. I was getting reporters always questioning me about not just only you, AJ, the other guy. There's other guys like, when are you gonna break the record? Do you think you're gonna break it this game? Do you think you're gonna break? They're trying to predict when I'm gonna break the record, and it was just so hard because like I wanted that pressure off me because every day I was always getting somebody asking me, not just 1, 2, or 3 people calling my phone, texting me, writing me on Facebook, when you gonna break the record? All these, and it was just like, let me just hurry. I wanted to just break it and pretty much get it over with.
And then you obviously embraced the Mr. 2000. I see it on your Twitter now.
Yeah, that's my name, Mr. 2000, or a.k.a. Living Legend. That's my name because the fact that, I'm the first 2,000-point scorer in the school history. So, yeah, it's not bragging, but it's more like, I'm going to showcase, what I've done, one of my accomplishments.
All right, well, thank you, Jake Simmons, for joining our show today. I'm a huge fan of you. I hope you go far. I hope you make the NBA one day. You can show anyone it is possible. D3 athletes don't get a lot of respect because obviously they don't face the top tier college competition. But you're doing your thing right now. You got tryouts in Italy. Now you're going to Atlanta tonight. Hopefully you get a job. And if not, otherwise you're doing color commentary with me this year.
Yes, sir. I plan on being in the NBA. Trust me. By this time next year, mark my words, I'll be on anybody's team in the NBA.
But other than that, if he doesn't, and he's still at Buffalo State, November 15th is their first basketball game. Jake will be calling the game. He'll be doing color commentary. Me, I'll be doing play-by-play. I'm AJ Speier. This is Jake Simmons. Thank you, Jake Simmons, for coming on my show.
Thank you very much, man. Have a good day.
You too.